Hello, welcome to Joyous Jabbers. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we just thought we'd bring you a casual, very casual
and very quick video
today. This week when we were shopping, we were at our last stop. We had done a lot of shopping, and finally I had to return a laundry basket.
Yeah, that was annoying.
And I was finished, and I zipped my zipper, and it flung right off.
Oh, her purse broke. It was ridiculous.
And it's so hard for me to find a purse, and I only do black purses, and
she's very specific about her purse requirements.
because I don't like to change my purse, and so it's frustrating. So now I've got a broken purse because it was our last stop, and we were too tired.
We were just done
to do another one.
It was a good thing she was driving because there was nothing happening up here.
She was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about book slumps, book hangovers, book honeymoons, and the different, echelons of that, I think.
Well, that's a highfalutin way to say it.
I think we should start with, book honeymoon.
Right. I had finished, what was it? Oh, I had finished the Deadly Reunion series, and I really enjoyed it. And I didn't really want to start anything similar, but still was, in the after effects of having read a decent book.
Yeah.
And I really wasn't into really starting anything. And I went 8 days without reading any book other than my Bible.
Scandalous.
It was scandalous.
Scandalous.
So I finally then decided to pick up something easy, and so I did.
I didn't bring props.
I'm the homeschool mom. What can I say? I'm the homeschool mom. Okay, so I read the Children of Exile series by Margaret Peterson Haddix, right in front of me, and I read all three of them, Refuge and Jubilee, and I didn't like it as much as I liked The Strangers.
That one was really good.
The Strangers book, but it was good. It did seem to have some propaganda-ish kind of vibes to it. So
yeah,
I'm not sure how I would recommend it. It was good.
It was a 3-star.
If you've got kids who love science fiction, it's a good, clean read, and it would give you something to talk about.
Yeah, I read the first one, and I didn't really care for it at all. It wasn't my taste. And
but she was
transitioning into book slump. I'm in a book slump, and I think it's because I read it wasn't a really good book. I read multiple meh books in a row, 5 or 6. 5 or 6 meh books in a row.
But she reads a lot of books.
Yeah, I do.
In a month. I don't.
I'm trying to pull them up.
Although, last month I read 9.
Yeah, and I read 9 too last month.
So I'm quite impressed with my book reading. Yeah.
I read The Aeronaut's Windlass by Jim Butcher, which I was uber excited to read.
Yeah, it was hyped pretty high by people we watch on YouTube.
It was told to be like a candy novel.
Right.
A book you'll just speed through real fast. And it's about 700 pages long. And so I was looking forward to a nice candy book.
I was going to read it too.
And I started it, and I was like, okay, it's a long book. It'll get better. There were moments.
Mm-hmm.
There were moments. But I think because I was in such a book slump,
right,
I couldn't enjoy it. So I'm not saying it's a bad book. I'm not saying you shouldn't read it. I'm just saying I wish I would have enjoyed it more.
Right.
And so it was only a 2-star for me because no. And the book slump started with Eliza and Her Monsters. I read Eliza and Her Monsters, which is a highly triggering book if you battle depression or anxiety. And I read that right after finishing the Deadly Reunions trilogy. Right. So after finishing a trilogy with a book I didn't quite love, and then going into a highly triggering book was something that I battle.
Which triggered her.
Which triggered me. It wasn't really good, and the book slump went further and further.
But to be fair, you started battling problems in your health, too.
And I started battling food sensitivities and not having energy, and it's a whole lot of stuff. Then I read a few other books, but I read this manga called The Ancient Magus Bride, which was a 4-star for me. It was really nice, and I thought I was out of my book slump.
Right.
And then I started The Bear and the Nightingale, which it wasn't great for me.
And you like folklorish
I
kind of
love
books
folklore.
too. So
Uprooted, minus the 2 smut scenes that are easily skipped, is a wonderful book. Wonderful book. I love it. And I liked Spinning Silver, which is in that by the same author. But The Bear and the Nightingale? 3-star for me. It was a love letter to Russian folklore, but at the cost of God.
oh,
At the
no.
many of the bad things that happened were because of a monk who came to this person's village and decided to save them, and he did it wrong. And so the fae creatures existed at the cost of God not existing.
That's not good.
And so I had a little trouble with that. And also I didn't really care about anyone.
Oh, that makes it tough to enjoy it.
It's a book that relies on characters. So take that what you will. I'm not going to say it's a bad book, but...
So what were the different things you said? Book Honeymoon, book Slump, and
then a
book Hangover.
Book Hangover. Like what I reference is Mistborn. Mistborn: The Final Empire is the first book in the trilogy. And my advice to everyone who reads Mistborn is take a break after the first book. Take a break, because there's something that happens.
I haven't read it yet,
but
I have been spoiled, so I know.
Because I didn't think she would read it.
Right.
And then she's like, I might read that. And I'm like, well, you're spoiled now. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah, so there was a massive book hangover with Mistborn: Final Empire because I didn't see the ending coming. And I was in denial. Yes. I went through the 5 stages of grief. I was in denial.
So she wasn't able to properly enjoy the next books and put herself into the next books because she kept hoping for something else to happen. She kept hoping for...
I didn't properly respect the grief, the book hangover. And I think if I would have taken a break from, instead of just plowing through the other 2 books, they're pretty big books, I think I would have enjoyed the rest of the Mistborn books more. I enjoyed them, but not as much as I could have because I didn't respect the book hangover.
Right. So that's kind of where we're at. It's baking day, and so, nothing's being done to the person today. We're making, I'm making 5 loaves of honey oat bread, sourdough bread. I'm making sourdough pizza for dinner. We had sourdough pancakes for breakfast. So it's a sourdough day. But it takes time and everything. But at any rate, sorry.
We don't look the best, and that's okay.
I am what I am today, and you're getting me at me. So we're just inviting you along. We renewed library books, so we have another 2 weeks, and then we have to go to the library. But I've got 2 books left. I've got the library at Mount Char, which I'm probably going to start next. And I've got Cold Shot, and I really want to read this, but I know it's the first in a series. And so I'm thinking I'm probably going to wait until...
a few days before we go.
Yeah, a few days before we go back to the library so that I'm not having too big of a wait before I start the next one.
Yeah, and if you have any books that would get you out of a book slump, let me know in the comments below, because
She's struggling.
I'm struggling. Like, I didn't even want to finish reading Heidi.
Yeah.
And I love Heidi. I was just like, no. And see, because I pushed myself to read the ones that furthered the book slump, I don't want to read.
Right.
Because it's like, it's not worth it. But it is, so.
Reading's always worth it.
Yeah.
Plus, when you're a writer, you need to read in order to have fuel to create.
Yeah,
and it's really cool because Tiffany's had some really boom moments with her books and stories and plots.
I was washing dishes this morning, and I was thinking about a certain thing in my book universe, and I was like, wait a minute. That thing's in all my other books. What about this one? And then it just sort of... And the thing is I'm so excited about it, but I can't say anything to anyone but her.
I get it.
Annoying, because I'm just like, the thing.
She went to post a post on Instagram, and I said, "You can't say that. That's way too spoilery.
And it wasn't.
That gives away too much."
It wasn't even really about the thing that I am mind bombed about.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But still, what she said was
way
too
delete
spoilery.
that and then redo it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, no one had seen it before, so she's my spoiler check, evidently.
We all have to have our job. Mine evidently is making sourdough, which I'm not very good at.
No, it's delicious.
It may be delicious, but I'm not very good at it. We get short loaves, so
I don't care. It's delicious.
I'll be glad when I
Get full size.
Yeah, when I promote up, when I level up to better loaves. So
Well,
I
yeah,
even
the
think it's
crappy
too
ones
cool
first.
in the house today, because usually my sourdough rises all the way to the top of the cake saver, and today it's only halfway,
just
and
a
I'm
little
like,
bit instead of.
what I do wrong? I was in my mind calculating.
And the only thing is like it was so chilly that my nap today I put on 2 blankets
Yes,
because
you covered up.
I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. Well,
I'm
I
not.
always do that.
I'm not, but anyway.
Anyhow, well,
So that's us. Just thought we'd check in and let you know where we're at,
Mhm.
and we'll check in with you next week.
bye.
Bye.